So you're looking at the density of shale. There's always already on that paper, what's on there, on that graph that you created. Go. Okay. Yes, we already wrote down the equation for slope that we'll use. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And it looks like some of you missed the, you see next to the graph on your paper, it says always pick points from your, and the answer there is from your line. So always pick points from your line. Never pick points from your data. So if you miss that, next to it, always pick points from your line. Never pick points from your data. So what that means is, if we're going to find the slope of this line, so our equation is what? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What does that mean? What do we need to find the slope of this? We talked right now about picking points on your line. So the way we're going to figure out y2, y1, x2, x1 is we have to pick 2 points on the line. The easiest way to do this is to, we want to make this as easy as possible. And you need to pick 2 points that are on the line. The easiest way to do that is to follow your line, follow, and when it hits the middle or the intersection, you guys see how there's like a little cross here that it goes through? You guys see that? So the line goes through this area. This is going to be my first point. So my x1, y1, if your line goes through this intersection, our y1, x1, y1 is going to be, this will be 1, and this will be 4. All right, so that's our first point. That's our x1, y1. I'm going to keep following this line. Oh, it goes right through the middle of this intersection. That would be an easy point too, right? I don't have to do any math. I just have to look at the graph. So this, right here, my x2, that's 2. y2 is going to be 2 and 8. Does everyone see how we got our 2 points? Don't worry, we're going to have plenty of practice with it. All right? So now all I have to do is take those numbers and plug them in. My y2, there's y2, is 8. Minus, what's my y1? Go ahead. 4. 4. y1, 4. Divided by, what's my x2? Henry.
2.
Yeah, x2 is 2 minus what? 1. So I get 8 minus 4? 4. There we go. 2 minus 1? 1. So my slope is 4. What are the units for this going to be? What do you think?
ML.
ML is a part of it. What do you think?
Grams.
Grams is a part of it. All right? Which side is grams and which side is my x or y going to be grams? My y. So up here, these were grams. So that's going to be grams. And the other side, my x's are going to be milliliters. It's real easy to get the units for this. I take this and I put it here. Grams per milliliter. Bam! You don't have to do any, you just have to grab them from the graph. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. All right. So, now on to the question. What does the slope represent in this graph? Well, we just calculated it. Yeah, it's grams per milliliter. Absolutely. And our slope, so how many grams you get for every milliliter? And for this shale, it's going to be 4 grams per milliliter. More specifically. Now, I want you to do the other 2 questions. I'm going to give you a minute. You may talk to the people around you. All right, it's definitely been more than a minute. If a sample has a mass of 8 grams, what could you predict the volume to be? Henry, what's your prediction?
2.
He says 2. How'd you figure that out?
Grams would be 2 milliliters.
So you just said, all right, if this is 4 grams, if I double it to get the 8, that means I have to double the 1. So that'd be 2. So he mathed it out. I'm saying you don't even have to math this. You can just look at the graph and figure it out. Where's 8 grams? Which side am I looking at? Huh? Yeah, I'm looking at the y-axis. So if I go to 8 on the y-axis, how can I use this to figure out how many milliliters?
By counting up.
Well, I already counted up to 8. I'm going to go over. How do I know when to stop?
When you get to
Whenever you line up with the line.
Whoops. Whenever I hit that line that I made, the line of best fit, when I hit that line, I'm going to drop it down. And I got 2 milliliters. You see how easy that was? You just got to use the data and use your line of best fit. Okay? Your line of best fit, remember, is kind of like the average of all the data. All right, if a sample has a volume of 3 milliliters, how could I figure that out? By using the graph. You guys say 12. How do you figure that out? Julian, you want to take us through it?
You go over to where the 3 is.
Say what? Oh, the 3 on the milliliter side?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to milliliters, 3 milliliters.
And then you just want to go straight up to wherever that one is.
So I'm going to go up until I hit my line of best fit.
And then you will go over to where the 40 grams are, and then we'll say, well,
Yeah, perfect. So 12 is the answer for number 3. Cool. Does everyone get how we use the line? It makes it a lot easier, especially if you, like for me, math has always been a struggle. So if I can look at a graph and I just have to go till I hit the line and then take it over, it's perfect. All right. That is this section of notes.